our first band coming out is surprisingly Heimerdinger. I don't think I've seen much Heimerdinger at all. Like,
I mean,
in general this season.
Yeah, he is definitely an anti-fun lane champion, though, so...
Which makes sense, because it's like, it's not easy to play against him, but then we see Lux taken away from Shadow Jumper there.
And SJ, definitely.
Both Shadow and SJ have played the Lux before and have performed well on it, so I'm not surprised to see that something as consistent and safe as a Lux pick is taken away.
And Syndra, their next band.
Syndra. The 200 years champ is up next on the ban list on the chopping block. We will not be seeing that champion this game.
Yeah.
As we know that Cairo has performed on a plethora of AD carries, one of which is the 200 years champ. Although his highlight reel would put him on another champion. But with Shen and Lulu to round out the bans, our first pick from Minion Difference is going to be... They hovered the Nunu for a second, but the Ashe coming in... Maybe? Still hovering the Ashe, still 10 seconds left to pick, so we don't know just yet what might happen, but Ashe still being one of the strongest AD carriers I believe in the game.
Definitely
will be locked in. It's really difficult to play against her in organized play because of just how much utility she brings to the table. Although she's clearly not the highest damaging AD carry in the game, she does still bring an absurd amount of utility between her ultimate, between her hawkshot, and between her AoE slows once she has Runeans.
Yeah, her slows and laning phase are super devastating for definitely any melee support that you might want to pick into that.
But Smug Club does counterpick it with the Zac and the Urgot.
More tanky jungler there, probably going to be going for a high DPS mid lane.
I would think so. Morgana being hovered for huge Minion Difference, but just to touch back on to the picks of Smug Club, maybe the Zac just to be able to get on the Ashe without having to worry too much about the arrow, the Crystal Arrow.
Ashe Morgana bot lane locked in there, or
Very
Morgana mid lane, but
could also be Morgana jungle. We've seen that a couple times this split too.
Ooh.
See? Who knows what it's gonna be? But the Nami for sure. But we do know for sure that that's going to be a very safe Ashe between the Morgana and the Nami.
And thank you for the resub from CCO. Lysandra locked in.
You did say high DPS mid, but it's really more of a burst mage, a short range burst mage.
More like the engage for a team fight.
Oh yeah, very easy to follow up on a Zac or a Lysandra. Between the two of them, it's very easy to engage and continue team fights with them.
But the Ashe and Nami are pretty good disengage tools, or engage, depending on how you would want to use them. The Cassidon taken away.
Once again, Cassidon being one of those hyperscaling champions. I think Shadow Jumper's played before. Has definitely played before. Yes, I remember it actually. But
they're still
away from JP Vince.
They're still banned in mid lane, so they must be expecting this to be a Morgana jungle.
Again, I wouldn't be surprised.
I've seen it a couple times.
We saw it twice this split, and on both, or at least from my own personal knowledge, I've seen it twice this split, and the two times that I've seen it, it's performed very well.
Definitely seems like something that you could flex into any role, really, if you really wanted to, so it's probably a pretty safe line pick.
Morgana, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. So that's a very safe line pick. There's not really much you can do against her, aside playing like assassins and hard engaged champions. Cause not giving her the chance to shield like more than one person or more than just herself. But it seems as though Smug Club currently hovering the Quinn. But now with the Jhin might honestly lock that in. But we'll see. Nope, locking in the Quinn.
They definitely seem to be going for a team fight comp there.
Quinn not exactly fitting that mold, but it works out very well, especially with the way that she can control the map when she's level 6 and able to just run around and do whatever she wants. But her laning might struggle against the Ashe Morgana lane. We'll see, depending on how the support plays it out.
Yeah. Should be fun, and then the Gragas locked in for their jungler.
I would say Gragas jungle, Morgana mid, and whoever we're about to see is their top laner. But with the Shen and the Gangplank taken away, we might see something more like a Scion here. Something with some hard engage to it. Oh wait, I don't know what's happening anymore. I quit.
I don't either.
I quit.
I'm gonna assume that that's gonna be Nocturne mid because that's one of Shadow's favorite picks.
Alright, so here's my new prediction on that. It's gonna be Nocturne mid, Morgana jungle, and Gragas top lane. That's my next guess. That's what I'm going with for all the money.
Alright. I think I agree with you, but it could still... We could be very wrong still.
Oh, for sure, we could be wrong. But that's just what my guess is. But
Quinn Yuumi, oh man. That's gonna be some serious zoomies.
Ashe Nami against Quinn Yuumi. I haven't, like, I don't see a lot of Quinn bot lane. What do you know about the lane there?
I mean, I think its peak was mostly in Season 8, but it's never really been, like, a bad thing. It's not like she's ever been nerfed. Her level 6 just means that she's really easily able to roam to other lanes and control the map a lot more. Whether for objective pressure or, like, mid lane pressure.
Like, Quinn isn't usually known, like, isn't usually built for DPS. She's usually built for, like, her burst damage. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what build that comes out of JP Vince in this game, because although the burst build will definitely work against seemingly 4 out of the 5 champions on their team, a DPS build for controlling objectives and whatnot might also be thought of as part of something that needs to happen.
And it is the Morgana jungle Gragas top locked in there.
Yeah, my guess was on point.
Yep, you got it. You predicted it first before they even showed any other champions.
Because I was like Morgana jungle, because we've seen that a couple times, and I think it was actually CCO that was one of the times I'm remembering that it was played. I think it was the game. It was a game against Iron Dragon, I believe, if I remember correctly.
I wonder what her clear speed is gonna look like compared to a Zac though, because Zac's got a pretty fast early clear speed.
Morgana surprisingly has a fast clear speed as well. I think if one game that I played against it personally, I think I was playing Vi or something, and I did like a 3 buff, and she actually was able to meet me in the river, and I was like, excuse me? Like both of us hitting level 3.
Seems like the kind of thing that you would max W and then just go red side.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Yeah.
Starts off on the side with a lot of camps, just puts down W and just continually places that and hits it over and over again, and it does a lot of damage. And because of the way that her passive works and everything, she gets a lot of health back when she uses it. So why not?
As for the side of Smug, it seems that their main DPS is actually going to be coming from their Urgot, because the rest of their team is just tank or burst.
Zac is their huge tank and engage. Lissandra's got some burst damage, got a lot of burst damage. Quinn has a lot of burst damage. Yuumi is to keep everybody alive, or keep like 1 or 2 people alive depending on how she plays. And yeah, the DPS is going to come from Urgot, who's like a bruiser and can put out quite a bit of damage if he's kept alive long enough.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to have a pretty strong team fight with, looks like huge Minion Difference is probably going to be going for the picks more. With the Nocturne and the Morgana Q, maybe even Ashar.
Yeah, there's a lot of pick-making tools on the side of Huge Minion Difference, but then looking back on the side of Smug Club, they also have pretty good pick-making potential. Like, you don't want to see a Quinn in the middle of your run into her in the middle of your jungle, and then you've got obviously your Lissandra there, who can also make a lot of picks alongside the Zac if Zac is with anybody.
Yeah, definitely. We should actually probably see a pretty explosive early game.
Oh yeah, seeing a lot of the skill shots land back and forth between like the Lissandra Qs, the Quinn Qs, the Nocturne early game level 6 ultimates, the Morgana Qs. Like there's just so many things that can fly out and just turn fights very quickly between the CC that's had on both sides, that you really got to be careful as to where you're stepping and how you're playing your lanes.
Vision on this game is going to be one of the most important factors, probably, to avoid all these potential pick-making champions.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see double blue trinket this game on either side, because especially like when you're talking about Nocturne, who can just ult from halfway inside someone's jungle, it's not fun.
Yeah, and it looks like Quinn's taking the cleanse.
Reasonably so, because looking at, I mean, there is no heal in the bot lane, which is fine when considering the fact that Yuumi provides quite a bit of healing in the first place.
Definitely. Although Yuumi could have taken heal instead of either ignite or exhaust.
That's also true, but like being able to cleanse a Nami bubble or an Ash arrow or even like an Ash slow, if it really comes down to it, it can really turn the tide of the face of a 2v2 or a 2v3, whether they live or die.
Yeah. And I think we're seeing the pings coming out here for the invade.
Yeah, they're already getting started with the shenanigans.
Looks like huge minion diff going for the 5-man, whereas Smug is just looks like trying to just death push it.
Yep,
They're not gonna spot each other out.
And it looks like things may go back to just being calm, rather than high pressure. I'll say, I don't want to say intensity yet because nothing's really happened, but
I mean, they're both just death pushing it, waiting for each other.
yeah, this is real interesting. Like walking into each other. Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go.
This is what we're looking for.
They're gonna spot out Gragas here and chunk him out for half health. Nami actually flashing forward, landing the Q, forcing out Zac Slash and his passive, burning the ignite onto Lissandra. Oh my gosh, Urgot teleporting down onto Zac's passive, keeping him alive and actually almost killing Gragas there. But it was just a lot of sums burned for not much so far.
This is burned for literally nothing so far, except for the support's passive stacks. But otherwise,
really nice bubble there from SJ.
Oh yeah, when the flash over the wall hit it though, I don't know. But it's not over yet. JP Vince is out here.
Still not over, actually forcing out JP Vince's flash there. Imposter going back in onto the Ashe and taking his life for it, giving the kill to Nami for first blood.
Very late flash from CCO out here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that is just about every sunburned bot lane except for JP Vince's cleanse there and Ashe's flash.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. There's so much going on there. I don't even know how to describe what just happened, other than the clown fiesta that it was.
It was the clown fiesta we were hoping for.
Yeah, it's a fun way to start the game off, and especially now, the problem is gonna come in now that a lot of the lanes are kind of skewed now because of it. Because you can even see, like, starting off with the a lot of the, what do you call them, with the places that the waves are in, bot lane is in a very good spot, even though it's like, if that's gonna slow push, mid lane is in a very good place. It's gonna slow push to set up for a quick back. It's just a very, very good start. Despite giving up the kill over to huge Minion Difference, the waves seem to be in Smug Club's favor.
Yeah, and Imposter was actually forced to go leashless start onto his Raptors there, whereas CCO got a long leash from Shadow, really making his lane harder for him on the red buff.
Although Legendary's Urgot, the matchup I believe is slightly skewed towards the Urgot here, with being an, even though it's a short range matchup. Oh, a lot of abilities burn top lane, which means that Legendary will not have anything to escape this gank with.
He's not able to execute because of that W there, and yeah, they just get the kill.
Tormented Soil, Dark Harvest Stack going over to CCO, starting off very strong on the side of Huge Minion Difference.
Yeah, definitely, and on the matchup top lane, I think Urgot loses early, and then once he hits his level 9, he should hard win that lane. In theory.
In theory, but we'll see how this ends up going. Shadow Jumper and CCO trying to spot out Imposter here, not realizing that he's on the other side of the map, or at least sniffing that he's on that side of the map now.
He actually lands a really nice Q there, and I think they might be able to just pressure gank there in the mid lane with Zach counter ganking.
Another Dark Harvest Stack going over to CCO. That's 3 for so far in the game.
At 5 minutes, that's pretty good, especially for a jungler.
I don't think they saw Imposter jump over into his Raptors, but the back is coming up from Oliver finally. Oh, not quite being forced underneath the tower. If Imposter were to hit 6, which he will not for a little bit, could spell some trouble. Oliver, not quite enough mana to sustain to pressure the wave out.
Imposter actually jumping in onto Shadow there, pulling him back into Lolifer, using his ultimate to try to get the kill. Shadow actually Shadow turns it with the ignite, getting the kill on Lolifer. CCO with the counter gank onto Zac, almost getting the 2 for 0.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting gank. Like I said before, Lolifer did not have the ultimate to really do. Not the ultimate, the mana to really do anything. Had about 100 mana going into that fight, which means he had to choose between pressing the Q button or pressing the ultimate, and the ultimate was not enough CC and damage to really kill there. Oh,
Shadow's ultimate actually burned there, getting the passive from Zac.
And dies to getting.
And oh my gosh!
That passive had just come up, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was actually really just unfortunate.
It was unfortunate because by the time, like, it came up mid-flight.
Yeah, he just couldn't react.
You can't react to it if you're already mid-flight.
And that was another Dark Harvest stack on the bot lane going over to CCO, and I think he just kind of gets the kill onto their bot lane here. Not much they can really do about it. It looks like Smug Club's trying to position for just keeping a huge minion diff away from the dragon here, trying to get vision in that bot river. Legendary going in for a trade here on Gragas, burning his ultimate and his flash and getting the kill. And the 1v1 Shadow here trying to make up for it, but not able to get much other than keeping the wave there. So I guess Urgot does win this early.
Yeah.
And I think he might actually be able to kill on Shadow here.
With no ultimate, I don't think he has the or mana. I don't think he has the tool to do so.
Lolifer here, and just pops out of the bush and just kills Shadow.
Yeah, showing up like ultimate and everything on the ready, on an unsuspecting Shadow Jumper who's heading back into it.
Yeah, he could have just recalled there, but he decided to walk into the bush to die.
But now they do not turn their eyes to the Rift Herald, which means Oliver will just head back to the mid lane and shove that into tower, I'm assuming. With
Does
the big
look
wave
like
there.
that they're trying to pressure for the dragon here, and I think they're going to be able to get it. Maybe. Yep. Securing the smite onto that, Shadow ulting in, trying to get any kills. And they are able to get the imposter there. Hopefully also being able to get the wildfire. Yeah.
Trading 2 for 0 in that fight. Both of those kills going right over to Cairo.
With the dragon as well. It's super good for the side of huge minion difference.
Oh yeah, definitely with big ultimates, that 10% CDR on them is going to really come into play later into the game, or even now into the game, because that usually takes off like 20 seconds on each of their ultimates. About.
Yeah, especially early game. It's really big.
Fine landing on to Angeloid here, trying to pressure them, not letting them back, and rest up the back timing. Dark Harvest
With
deck
the Dark Harvest.
Yo. CCO is like I don't even need the kills. I just want these Dark Harvest stacks. 7 of them already.
Yep. All you need, Dark Harvest decks.
Huh.
Oh.
Double pink ward in the Pixel Brush. Had the same idea, did not coordinate that. It's always fun to see. Although that is a strat sometimes to put double pink ward in a bush. It forces someone on the enemy team to spend a lot of time here clearing this. Because that's 8 auto attacks you have to spend here. And especially if you don't have like a lot of attack speed, like that's really hard to, or take some time to kill.
Morgana found her way into the top lane again on a kill for Legendary. And what is it, her 8th Dark Harvest stack now?
Yep, 1 for each level that she's got. As CCO turns his eyes to the Rift Herald. But will Foster make it in time around there to check on it? Oh,
and in the bot lane, JP Vince actually cleansed that with Ashar, and hopefully being able to turn this fight here back onto JP Vince with the Nocturnal, and able to get the 2 for 0. And in top lane, it looks like the fight for Herald, CCO is able to get it, with Imposter trying to smite it away and not able to. Legendary hopefully able to turn it. Nope! Imposter misses his W.
Absolutely destroying Imposter there.
Yeah. The Morgana Q in Nebraska.
She's getting out of that.
Yeah.
She does a lot of damage. Black Shield still not available quite yet. It's up now.
I think Legendary might be able to get the shutdown onto her with his ult. Nope. Not enough for the execute. Gragas here trying to get the kill on the Lullafer and able to do it. It's the 1v3. And the double kill on the Imposter. Is he able to get the triple kill on the Legendary?
Maybe.
Maybe with the help of CCO. And the Dark Harvest stack.
Just farming those things. Oh, not quite landing the Q. The corrosive charge not landing, but
JP Vince coming from behind the tower and dying for it. Oh my gosh, Yuumi getting the pickup kill and the shutdown on Gragas.
And you would think that like they're just overestimating Bo and how much health Gragas can actually regen. But Angeloid now in a horrible situation. CCO turning around, picking up another Dark Harvest stack and just running Angeloid down right now.
Yeah, he can't get the execute. Now he's just gonna die to minions.
A little bit of BM if you ask me.
A little bit.
But with the dragon coming up in another 40 seconds and Rift Herald being popped in the top lane, CCO probably might just go for the tower plating here.
JP Vince trying to just get Shadow to back out of the jungle. But 2 levels down, not able to fight him.
And mind you, the bot tower has already, like the Smug Club's bot tower is already gone, so it's like you can't really get too much out of that now. So now they're just sending their bot lane up to the top side. Able to put down quite a bit of damage on Legendary, not diving the tower, mind you, but still able to put down, to kill the, pretty much get 2 kills, able to save SJ capping with from the Urgot ultimate.
And they're trying, finishing it off. Dash getting the potential triple kill here. Shadow ulting in to finish off the Yumi. And looks like Lolifer actually getting the kill back onto SJ.
CCO's out of mana, so might look kind of bad if they can't get back over to it.
And I think Shadow actually saving himself from there, but Lolifer getting the kill onto Morgana for the pretty big shutdown of 400 gold. Oh,
almost.
Oh my gosh!
44 HP.
Wow. And in the bot lane, looks like Imposter found himself a Gragas.
There's just so much going on in this game.
Yeah, there really is. I think they're trying to create pressure for this dragon here. They finally found the double pink board.
But there's double vision wards in there right now.
I think SJ might actually die for this ward. Yeah. Gragas trying to engage back onto them, saving his support's life, but not able to do it with the Lissandra ult into the rest of their backline. Oh my gosh! CCO actually getting the kill with all the Dark Harvest stacks down the Lolifer.
See, those Dark Harvest stacks are quickly coming into play now that they've, what, 15 now? We're at 15 Dark Harvest stacks.
1 per minute.
That's insane, like having that many stacks this early on in the game.
Yeah, and it looks like Huge Minion Diff is just going to be picking up their second dragon for Ocean here. Smug Club not really able to contest it at all.
CCO able to put down a good damage on a JP Vince, forcing him away from the tower. I think the most important thing to note here is just like the itemization on both sides. Like there's no Black Cleaver on the Urgot instead of a Death Dance Rush, so the cooldown reduction is not quite where it needs to be. Able to save the mid lane tower though.
Oh my gosh! Shadow ulting up into the top lane on the Legendary here.
And Legendary unable to deal with the damage from Bow and Shadow Jumper.
But that damage on Morgana's Q from her, like, Dark Harvest insane.
But the bot lane from Huge Minion Difference going down here in this mid lane fight, quite a bit of CC, like we said before, between Lolifer and Imposter.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like the CS difference in the mid lane is the biggest out of any role. And it looks like Gragas just caught out here.
And this is exactly what I was saying before in terms of like the pick making potential on both teams. They really have to be careful because the mobility that's just on the side of Smug Club might just be what they need now that they're getting into their mid game and doing more team fights to get really where they want to be. CCO just outright disrespecting with the Magi Soul Stealer, pretty much saying I'm not gonna die anymore this game.
Yep, 1 death is enough for me. Able to secure that Herald with the immediate ult on the Legendary there in the top lane. Using the Ignite to secure the kill.
Did not learn his lesson.
No.
Continues to push past that mountain onto their side of the map and just this is the second or third time that he's been ulted by Shadow Jumper here on the top side.
Pretty free opportunity to drop the Herald top lane for even more towers.
CCO is sitting on a ward unknowingly.
Looks like Smug Club is gonna try and defend this tower. Using the Yumi ult as disengage.
More as engage. But the Enchanted Crystal Arrow from across the map, Cairo was able to land it, which prevented Lolifer from actually being able to engage this fight for them. Which I think was a good idea anyway, seeing as how JP Vince is out of mana.
Yeah, and it looks like Greg is actually flashing in there with the body slam and having to kill Lolifer there, even with his flash.
Yep, flash body slam engage, counter engage to this entire fight, and now with another member of Legendary going down yet again. That is his 7th death of the game, and even the Imposter's trying to get something done, but I don't know why they're going in here.
Yeah, they just kind of keep going in 1v5 here from the side of Smug Club.
It seems as though Smug Club is just in disarray here. Like
they just get tower dived and disrespected.
And they're gonna push for this top tier 2 tower. And it looks like they just might get it. The second Rift Herald being popped in the mid lane with about 50 seconds left on the Dragon timer. I don't even think they're gonna need it just yet. But they will be able to pick up the second tier top tower.
Not actually able to get the hit. Or they got a hit off, but it didn't finish the tower. This is definitely a very, very fast-paced game.
Oh yeah, a lot of things happening with 11k gold difference. Shadow Jumper just running right in, diving right into Lissandra Lolifer here in the mid lane. I can't speak English anymore. Imposter going in on this, but by himself through the paranoia and just getting exploded immediately, which means that it's going to be a pretty clean and easy dragon. Oh my god! Another bind, and Jesus Christ, almost 100 to 0 underneath that Morgana bind.
Way more than even half their health. Screw the Yumi heal.
It's about 90%, if not more.
Another uncontested dragon going over to huge minion difference.
A bind in soil is pretty much 100 to death on any squishy champion that they have right now.
Legendary just caught out here.
Trying to fight back, but unable to.
It's a really nice engage from SJ Capping's ultimate.
And 3 people immediately getting popped without JP Vince or Imposter here to help them out. That's gonna spell another tower. And
no, Imposter jumping in for the 1v5. Probably gonna get
explodes almost immediately.
Not sure what the goal there was.
Probably just having fun at this point. With a 12k gold difference and like a 6 tower difference, 3 dragons, and now an inhibitor. It's kind of difficult to come back from that.
It is 32 to 12 with Smug Club only having taken one objective, being that top lane tower. And huge Minion Difference having taken every single other thing from them. They don't even have any outer towers anymore. Just a few inhibs.
Seems as though the top side of the map is where everyone in this game is starting to look towards, with 4 members on both sides on the top side.
Probably trying to position for the Baron. Smug Club more defensively. Just trying to stop the Baron. And actually getting a pick here onto Cairo. The pretty big 450 shutdown going over to Lissandra with the help of Yumi.
Shadow Jumper tried to scare them off, but I guess they knew where he was and just didn't care. But now they're coming in trying to fight, hitting the re-engage here.
Gragas with a really nice flank onto the bot lane. Getting the kill on the Angloid, who was just caught out, not able to hop on any of his teammates.
And now they're looking again.
Imposter back into the re-engage. Legendary immediately turning on the CCO, able to get the shutdown. Having to use the smite, SJ Capping being able to get the kill back on the Legendary. Gragas actually being able to 1v1 that JP Vince there. And Imposter finishing the fight off, killing SJ Capping.
Meanwhile, Shadow Jumper is just ending the game.
Shadows just said, I've had enough of this game.
They were like, I'm pretty sure
The
Shadow was like, stop the
back
ports, stop the ports.
The Redemption coming out trying to just kill him. Maybe do something. I think Lollifire's just not able to do anything through the fear, and Shilpo just ends the game.
Yeah, that ending there was pretty interesting. They were all like, stop the ports, and then when Lysandra came back, actually sped that up because Shadow was able to proc lethal tempo and just continue smashing away at at the Nexus.
Yeah, the second he got in their base, it was basically over. Just the longer they stalled that fight, the more Shadow got to take from them. The backdoor ending.
It's a lot. It was really a lot to go ahead and think on what these games happen. But that'll do it for the game again of Huge Minion Difference against Smug Club.
Yeah, it was a very explosive game, like we predicted. It's pretty fun to watch.
Up next, it was a very clean cut game. But up next we do have probably one of the more highlighted games of the day, which is Iron Dragon against NG Blossom. Now they've had something going for a while now, and despite Iron Dragon still being the number 2 team right now, they're Iron Dragon's always looking towards NG Blossom to try to one up them and get them back for the losses that NG Blossom has given them. So until then, I will see you all in a bit. I'm your host, Brown Anonymous.
And I'm Camcom.
And we'll see you in a bit.
See ya.